Crossing the Red Sea. Continuing their journey from Succoth, the Israelites camped at Etham at the edge of the wilderness, and the Lord went before them by day and by night, in a pillar of fire to give them, by night a fire to give them light, so they could have traveled by day and night. He did not take away from the people the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night. He was told to the king of Egypt that the people had fled, and the hearts of Pharaoh and his servants were moved against the people, and they had said, "What have we done this? And let Israel free from serving us." Then Pharaoh made ready his chariots and took his people with him. He took 600 chosen chariots of the chariots of Egypt and put captains over all of them. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and Pharaoh pursued the children of Israel, for the children of Israel had gone out proudly. The Egyptians came after them. All the horses and chariots of Pharaoh, his horsemen, and his army overtook them, camping beside the sea near Pihahiroth, before Baal-zephon. When Pharaoh came near, the children of Israel looked up, and seeing the Egyptians marching after them, they were very frightened. Then the children of Israel cried out to the Lord, and they said to Moses, Were there no graves in Egypt? Have you brought us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you treated us in this way in bringing us out of Egypt? Did we not tell you in Egypt, let us alone, so that we may serve the Egyptians? For it would have been better for us to serve Egyptians than die in the wilderness. Do not be afraid, said Moses to the people. Stand still and watch the power of the Lord save you. And he will show you today, for the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall never see again. The Lord will fight for you, if you will be calm. The Israelites passed through safely. And God said to Moses, Why do you cry to me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward, but you must lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel should go on dry land through the middle of the sea, and you shall see that I will harden the hearts of Egyptians, and they shall follow you. Then I will show my power over Pharaoh and over all his armies, his chariots and his horsemen, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have shown my power. Then the angels of God, which went before the camp of Israel, moved and went behind them. The pillar of the cloud moved from in front of them and rose up behind them. It came between the camp of Israel and the camp of the Egyptians, but it gave light by night to Israel, so that the Egyptians did not come near Israel all that night. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by making strong east wind blow out all the night. It made the sea dry land, and the water were divided. The children of Israel walked into the ground, and their water were a wall on their right hand and on their left. The Egyptians pursued them and went into the middle of the sea after them, all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. When morning came, the Lord looked down at the army of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and the clouds, and the troubled of forces off their chariots and made them drive heavily, so that the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the children of Israel, for the Lord fights for them against the Egyptians. Exodus 14-15. The Egyptians are drowned. Then God said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea, so that the water may come together again and cover the Egyptians, their chariots and their horsemen." Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its bed when the morning appeared. The Egyptians fled before it, but the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the middle of the sea. The water turned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the forces of Pharaoh that had been followed him into the sea. Not one of them survived, but the children of Israel had walked on dry land in the middle of the sea, and the water had formed a wall for them on their right hand and on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel from the hands of the Egyptians, and the Israelites saw Egyptians dead upon the seashore. When Israel saw the great work the Lord did against the Egyptians, the people stood in awe of the Lord and believed in him and his servants, Moses. Then Moses and his children of the Lord sang this song to the Lord. I will sing to the Lord, for he has trumped gloriously. The horse and his riders he has thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song. He has become my Savior. He is my God, and I will prepare him a house. He is my father's God, and I will exalt him. Who is like thee, O Lord of all gods? Who like thee, glorious in holiness? In the mercy thou hast led forth the people, thou hast saved. In the strength thou hast guided them to the holy dwelling. Sing everyone to the Lord, for he has trumped gloriously. The horse and his riders had thrown into the sea. And Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and dancing. And Miriam replied to them in the song, "Sing everyone to the Lord, for he has trampled gloriously. The horse and his riders had thrown into the sea."